Coming up on DMPS-TV News, from the Supreme Court to the classroom, the students' rulings are in. High school AP government classes hold a moot court and rule on 2 cases pending with the United States Supreme Court. Pep rallies are typically held to cheer on school sports teams before the big game, but see how McKinley Elementary cheered themselves on before a big test. See how the governor's Healthiest state initiative reaches high school students in central Iowa, and the Harlem Globetrotters pay a visit to Callahan Middle School to give their positive message to students, but they wouldn't be Globetrotters if they didn't put on a show. See how Principal Callaway fares in a one-on-one pickup game with a Globetrotter. Stay tuned for all of these stories and more. Hi, and welcome to this edition of DMPS-TV News. I'm your host, Dimitri McDonald. We start off this news update by wishing Dr. Nancy Sebring the very best as she prepares to leave Des Moines and become the new superintendent of Omaha Public Schools on July 1st. Her work and accomplishments here at Des Moines Public Schools over the past 6 years are too many to discuss in this short news segment, but we will have much more at a later date. Also, over the next several months, we will keep you updated on the work of the school board as they begin the process of selecting a new superintendent. Walnut Street School became the 7th International Baccalaureate World Schools in the Des Moines School District and joins Hubble, Park Avenue, and Stowe Elementary Schools to be authorized in the primary years program. Students, teachers, and parents at Walnut Street were invited to help celebrate the school's IB authorization at its annual cultural night put on by the parent-teacher organization.
It's been a 4-year journey for us, but one of the things that's foundational to the work that we do here at Walnut Street School is expose kids to the larger global cultures that exist out there. So to have a cultural night that's really sponsored by our parents, that involve community members, is a great way to expose our kids to the wonderful cultures, not only that exist around the world, but that are embedded in our community right here in Des Moines.
Visit dmschools.org to learn more about the IB program. Students and teachers ran through banners to start a test pep rally at McKinley Elementary. In the rally, pre-K through 2nd graders cheered to support the 3rd through 5th graders taking the Iowa assessments. Des Moines Police Department officers attended the rally to support the students for the upcoming test.
Our kids struggle with the test. We have a lot of second language learners and students that come to school with some academic difficulties. So anything we can do to motivate them to do their best, it's worth the time and energy and the fun.
After the pep rally, McKinley held its first test camp, where students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade had a night to work on testing skills and strategies.
Most importantly, they're going to rotate through sessions and just get some of those last-minute testing skills just to motivate them. And some of the sessions can be things from bubbling correctly or reading all the answer choices, not just marking the first one, and even to things like relaxation. If they're starting to feel stressed, how they can kind of relax themselves. So just a last little fun thing to do with our kids and give them some more skills to be more prepared for Monday.
The governor's Healthiest State initiative reached out to high school students in central Iowa by holding a health and fitness expo at Lincoln, East, and Ankeny high schools. Students assembled in the gymnasium to learn more about the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle and how to make it fun by staying active and eating healthy foods. Contributors to the expo included professional bodybuilder Andy Heyman, KISS 107 FM, the U.S. Army, the YMCA, and many more. During the assembly, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping demonstrated a short kickboxing routine that even allowed a few students to be involved.
Yeah, I think it's important to expose high school students to a healthy lifestyle early in age so they get into make some healthy habits. Because I think a lot of the habits they establish now can stay with them for the rest of their lives. And so yeah, we did a kickboxing demonstration today. We brought some out on the floor, and after about 10 minutes you could see some of them starting to sweat a little bit. So it's a lot of fun, but it also just teaches them you can have fun while you're staying fit.
Just a few weeks after the governor's education reform package was released, Scott McLeod, a University of Kentucky professor, Ames resident, and father of 3, tweeted Governor Terry Branstad and state legislators to see whether they were willing to take a college readiness exam. Iowa Department of Education Director Jason Glass answered his challenge. The two set off to take a proctored ACT exam at Roosevelt High School.
Yeah, students in Des Moines already all take the ACT, so that's a policy goal that I've been advocating for with the whole state, to have all the 11th graders in the state take the ACT. I think it reaffirmed for me that having high expectations that are college and career ready, the things that the ACT tests are worthy, valuable goals. It certainly was a very challenging, rigorous assessment. That's the right kind of outcomes or expectations we should have for our students. I think if I was surprised by anything, I was surprised at how highly timed the test is, so it really puts the clock on you to get your answers completed and entered in onto the score sheet by the end of each session. So the time crunch was something that I'd forgotten about, but it's definitely there.
Glass finished in the 88th percentile of test takers with a composite score of 27 out of 36, while Scott landed in the 99th percentile with a composite score of 34.
I'm enhanced and improved by the experience. I learned a lot, and I remain committed to that having a college entrance exam be part of Iowa's suite of assessments is the right policy.
An all-school assembly watched on as Roosevelt alumni Justin Roberts and Charlie Whitmack were admitted into the Roosevelt Hall of Fame. Justin Roberts is a Grammy-nominated children's musician who graduated from Roosevelt in 1988.
Well, it means a lot to me because Roosevelt was a place that really helped shape me as a young adult. And both my brother and my sister and my father went here. And today happens to be my father's birthday, so it's kind of a nice way to celebrate his birthday.
Charlie Whitmack graduated from Roosevelt in 1995. He's an internationally renowned adventurer who is best known as the first person to complete the 8,000-mile World Triathlon.
I think the thing I'm trying to express to these students today is just to take advantage of the opportunity they have from being members of this extraordinary program. It's something that I overlooked when I was here in school, and I learned later that I wish I would have taken more opportunity of some of the things that were available to me here.
The foundation has been naming Roosevelt alumni with annual recognition since 1986 and has inducted 46 graduates into the Hall of Fame. The ACE Mentor Program awarded high school students with college scholarships for their interest and work in architecture, construction, and engineering. ACE is a national program that aims to attract and mentor high school students to the fields of architecture, construction, and engineering. The program places students into teams that are led by local professional mentors. The teams work for 16 weeks with their mentors and are able to visit professional job sites and are given the opportunity to design a project of their own. As the program concludes each year, students present their finished products to friends, family, and local industry leaders during the scholarship award ceremony held at the Des Moines Community Playhouse.
You know, we say that ACE is something that allows students to design their futures. And we feel the same way on the industry side. This is something that helps us design our future. We need this talent that is out there in high school right now to start their track, their path to our industry, to solve the problems of the future, to inspire future solutions. And so for us, it's really an opportunity to very early on engage in a group of talent, in a group of energy to engage our industry and carry us forward.
Since a young age, I've always liked laying out things and seeing them be built up. So I realized that through this program, even if I wasn't to become an architect, I would love being a contractor, I'd love being an engineer, anything that has to do with building buildings. I mean, this is my dream, and this is what I want to do for my future.
Oh yay, oh yay! Please rise as Justices Brett.
4 jurists from Iowa's highest court serves as the Chief Justices for Moot Court arguments in advanced placement government classes at Hoover, Lincoln, and Roosevelt High Schools. Justices Brent Apple and Edward Mansfield of the Iowa Supreme Court and Judges Mary Tabor and Anu Vaitheswaran of the Iowa Court of Appeals were joined by a panel of student justices to hear arguments by student attorneys in 2 cases currently pending before the United States Supreme Court.
We want them to have a real-life experience of what it's like to be an attorney and to argue a case, and especially argue a case that has constitutional impacts for the country.
This hands-on exercise was a key lesson in learning about the American judicial system and was an example of the Des Moines Public Schools' expansion of the AP courses in all 5 high schools.
It's a great opportunity for kids to learn how cases actually go through the justice system and how they're decided. And I can't think of a better way for them to learn about the judicial branch of government than this type of mock trial program.
Our AP government course here in Des Moines Public Schools and all 5 of our comprehensive schools is a problem-based learning course. So they're really testing the method of Can you teach an AP course through projects? Can you drive the course through projects? Not just have a project every once in a while, but the entire course is centered around project-based learning.
The hope is that this will result in better test scores because of deeper thinking and those sorts of strategies. But also I think it does keep the kids more engaged too. It's been a lot of fun to kind of watch them sort of develop their opinions.
So it made me realize other people's sides and their opinions of like different things that happen, and you need to realize that your feelings aren't the only things that are taken into account, that there's another side to every story.
Des Moines High School art students showed off their best works of art to the community during the opening reception of the 2012 CIML art exhibit.
I can't imagine, it's to be in a gallery, a real gallery, for the first time, and that would just be amazing, when you're a student. I did it when I was a student, but it was super cool then, and I know it's got to be cool for them now.
The best artwork from Des Moines high schools was exhibited in the Polk County Heritage Gallery in April. The gallery was displayed at the Polk County Administration Building in downtown Des Moines. The All-City Middle School Music Festival was held at the Jacobson Exhibition Center at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. Middle school students were selected to participate in the All-City Band, Orchestra, or Choir groups.
And this opportunity gives our students a chance to excel at things that make them better people, to express their inner creativity, to collaborate as part of an ensemble, and through the teamwork and the learning, to then go back to school in a way that's refreshed and passionate.
Directing the music groups, David Law, a retired 7th and 8th grade band director at Vernon Middle School, Eric Shepard, the Associate Director of Choral Activities at Johnston High School, and Betty Miller, a retired Des Moines Public Schools music educator. The event was made possible by contributions from Mrs. Marjorie Spevik and West Music Piano Gallery. After winning an online cheer contest, Wells Fargo awarded each student at Callahan Middle School with t-shirts and tickets to see the Harlem Globetrotters play at Wells Fargo Arena. Buckets Blake and Jacob Hops Chucker of the Harlem Globetrotters spoke to an all-school assembly about the history of the team, as well as the value of teamwork and communication.
Well, being a Harlem Globetrotter means that, you have responsibilities as a human being to give back. We're known as ambassadors of goodwill. Not only are we talented basketball players, athletes, and good people that our scouts are looking for, but you're also, you get the opportunity to come full circle and give back because, there are certain things that, you've obtained in your lifetime that helped you get to where you are as a Globetrotter. So you get a chance to give back, and it's the greatest feeling in the world.
A lucky few students were pulled from the crowd to show off some basketball skills. Naturally, the assembly could only be concluded after Buckets challenged Principal Douglas Callaway to a quick one-on-one game. Both were scoring at a blistering pace. Callaway held his own as they were neck and neck at 1-1, but Buckets came through victorious in the end. That's all we have for you in this edition of DMPS-TV. If you'd like more information on these stories and more, visit dmschools.org. I'm your host, Dimitri McDonald. Thanks for watching.